Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Gracious morning. This is your girl Shan. I hope and pray that you all are doing well this lovely Monday morning. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the church announcements. Listen, join us tonight, Kenya and I, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, our radio show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock, where we are going to be speaking about respect, love, and ultimatums. What is going on, and what does it feel like when in a marriage relationship one person is pulling all the weight and the other one is not? And so that's a lot of frustration that individuals are starting to share with us about how, look, they feel like they're doing everything when it comes to the marriage, the relationship, and that their partner is just chilling and they kind of getting sick and tired of it. So join us tonight as we really break that down on Marriage Mondays with the Kings. If you go to Good Morning Beautiful, if you go to any of our social medias, you'll see the various ways to listen, podcasts. Hey, you can say, hey, Alexa, hey, Google, play Marriage Mondays with the Kings. You can even go to your little YouTube thing or whatever and have that command in there, and Marriage Mondays with the Kings will come up. So another church announcement is the 10-year anniversary celebration of Prosperity Broadcasting. So KRGN and KVBM. So KVBM is a station that Southern Soul comes under the umbrella of Prosperity Broadcasting. They're going to have their jazz celebration event. Is going to be 3 artists. You dress to the nines, come out classy. Like the last event they had was amazing. You hear me? And it's going to be in Killeen, Texas. The tickets are $75 per person. So listen, for those of you men, females, oh, well, we don't have nothing to do, whatever the case may be, baby, get dressed up, come on out. If you desire a ticket for the event, please contact the radio station KVBM or KRGN. Also, the Kings have a few tickets left, baby, but when the tickets are gone, they are gone, okay? Don't be trying to come up at the last minute, talk about, can you give me a ticket? Because there's only so much seating. So go ahead and grab your tickets now. Now, what I'm going to be speaking about, your turn is coming. That's what I'm going to be speaking about on this morning. Listen, it's so much going on in the world today. It's so much going on in the United States of America today. Let me bring it all down to where it is, that things are getting real. And one of the things that I am seeing is that as things are getting more expensive here for us in the United States, I'm not just talking about the price of eggs, which is ridiculous. But as things are getting more expensive for those of us who have mortgages and have homes that are paid off, maybe a little far removed from those who are renting, and how the price keeps increasing. Think about our electricity bill. I remember I called them electricity people. I'm like, wait a minute, we wasn't even here like 2 weeks out of the month. How is our bill this much? And basically what it boils down to is either you pay it or you don't have no electricity. You pay it, at least it's poaching, and it's getting ridiculous. But this is what I want us to understand. Our turn is coming. Well, Shan, what do you mean by that? Because people are starting to get so frustrated with what is going on in the United States, more and more division and things like that, then people are starting to snap on each other. You going to the grocery store, you see it on social media, people acting a fool, people cussing people out, and all these different things like that. But the thing is and even going off on their children, people are going off on their spouses. Baby, listen, your turn is coming. This is what I need y'all to understand. We grew up, some of us who grew up under the church, we grew up under that turn the other cheek principle. We grew up under honor your mother and your father. And so what was taught to us, y'all tell me what was taught to y'all, but honor, that means no matter what your mama and your daddy do to you, they could be toxic, they could be abusive, they could be whatever. Even though the word of God says also in the New Testament, and it was Jesus talking, saying that, man, you are not supposed to provoke the children to anger. Okay, but they forget that part. But anyway, with that being said, this new generation ain't following on that. They're not following on that. And so when I say your turn is coming, I want us to understand this. God forbid something happens to you medically. You've been acting a whole fool. So say me, I'm acting a whole nut with my husband. Right? A whole fool, showing my whole behind. Always got an attitude, whatever the case may be. He can't never do nothing right. I'm emasculating him and talking him down. I'm not doing any of those things. I just said, God forbid. And whatever. And then boom, something happens with my health. Something happens, like for me, I still have military injuries. My back will go out just like that. Baby, when my back go out, I'm down for about 1 or 2 weeks. I can't even push up, because those who have back issues, you understand that your back is your core. So if I'm acting a fool with my husband and I got to at the same time rely on my husband to help me, your turn is coming. Baby, don't be sitting up here talking to your kids crazy. Don't be sitting up here treating them like crap. And then when something happened to you medically, you wonder why you sitting up in a nursing home somewhere back in the cut, rocking like this, talking about nobody knows the trouble I see. You singing that song. Well, where's my family? Why my kids don't visit me? Because you acted a whole fool with them. Your turn is coming. So me and my husband said the same thing. It's kind of interesting. No matter who I encounter, I try my best to ensure when they leave my presence that it is positive. Some of y'all acting a fool with coworkers on the job. Baby, you don't know who is on the brink of snap, crackling, and popping. Okay? You don't know, you acting a fool with these customers. Y'all acting a fool with the people at the job. Talking about the customers always right. No, you wrong, because you ain't got no business going up in whatever establishment showing your whole behind and acting a fool. People are getting tired, okay? So the reason why I'm always nice to people, because baby, if somebody come up in that joke and go left, and they decide they want, y'all understand what that mean. You know, I ain't trying to get blocked. And they want to come in there and clear house. And they want to level that joker out. Listen, I'll be the first one saying, hey, you remember me? Like, I was the nice one. I always treated you, just let me go. You ain't got to worry about me saying anything. You ain't got to worry about me snitching, calling the cops. Just let me go, okay? Because I was nothing but nice to you. Your time is coming. Your turn is coming. So we really need to get to the point to where we examine ourselves and say, wait a minute now, hold on. You know, when people go left, you don't have to engage. I've had to learn that, because, baby, my mouth was slicker than oil. You hear me? Somebody come at me, baby, I will chop you down like a tree. Okay, that's how I used to be. But now in my emotional intelligence and maturity stage, I realized that I could walk away from you. I realized that I don't even have to engage. Just because you having a bad day doesn't mean it has to transfer over to me. Okay, so I stopped that thing right where it is. Okay, God bless you, and go ahead and walk off. Because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what to make people snap. And this is the thing that bothers me. And I want y'all to think about this for a minute. What gets me is this: the type of people who you create a problem, and then you continue on messing with folks. And as we say in the country, you bothering folks, okay? You create a problem. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. You create the issue. And then when a person snap back on your tail, then you want to play the victim. And then after a while playing the victim, you want to come through like a hero. Listen, I ain't here this morning in the office of a counselor. I'm not wearing my counselor hat, but I will tell you this: that's diagnosable. And let's just say that's not stable. How the word of God says, stable in all your ways, that's not stable at all. Those are dangerous type of people. Stay away from them. Y'all can go look up the diagnosis for that. And it sound, sound familiar what's going on in this country right now? Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. Your turn is coming. There are so many people, and it breaks my heart. And I remember when I was in, I was no longer in direct patient care. I was still in the medical setting, but I switched over to admin. And it was so many people that would come into the clinic that I was running. And I'm just like, where's your family? Is what I'm thinking. Where's your children? Where's your wife? Now, let me speak to the veterans, because the facility I was working with veterans. And I used to be so heartbroken because I'm a very empathetic person. And I remember I asked this one guy, retired first sergeant, I said, that man was there all day. Y'all might have heard me say this on one of the radio shows. They dropped him off that morning to get his labs drawn. And when I said it was a facility, a van, and they were supposed to come back to get him. They dropped him off at about 6:45 in the morning. The clinic didn't open till 7:30. Why that man was still sitting there at 6:30, 6:45 in the evening. They left that man there all day, the facility. Now I'm mad. I'm ready to go off like this facility shouldn't be abandoning them like this and all this kind of stuff. I remember I was so mad. My leadership told me to go home because I was waiting for them people to show up. You don't treat a patient like this or whatever the case may be. I was waiting and my leadership said, Shane, go home because they knew, baby, I was about to lose my job that day. So I remember I went into prayer. And I said, God, why would anybody do this? Man's wife wasn't here. This man's children wasn't here. Like these people left him abandoned all day. And he had a bag connected to him. He had to urinate in the bag. Sorry if y'all eating breakfast. And I was like, oh my God, I was so mad about that. And I just really was praying. And you know what God showed me? That man was meaner than a rattlesnake. It was like I seen things play out. His children don't fool with him because, and think veterans, come on, I need y'all to come to the front. This for y'all from a fellow veteran. His children didn't deal with him anymore or stop dealing with him because he was treating them like they was his soldiers. He was still acting like a first arm when it came to the family. His wife, and it's something because this got confirmed after the fact, his wife stood by his side. But he treated his wife like she was a second-class citizen because I'm first sergeant, Now, enlisted people can do this and officers too. So if you in the military, baby, you better go on to the VA and get you some counseling. You better get you a counselor. You better learn how to transition. Because let me tell you what's not happening in the 2025 and going forward. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So they not going to stand by their man, as the song used to say back in the day. A lot of them are dipping. So understand your turn is coming. Last thing I'm going to say is this in my closing. For those of you who are parents and you have children, this is not the time for you. Nope, I got one more thing after this if I remember. This is not the time for you just to be assuming which child gonna take care of you when you old and you can't take care of yourself no more. Guess what? Better start having some conversation. It's time to sit down, bring the family together. Let's have a family meeting while you are still able, while you are still in your right mind, while you can still do for yourself. Don't be treating your next generation like crap. And then while you doing good, but then when you down, you sitting up here crying. Okay? I'm seeing this happen left and right. People are sick and tired. You got traumatic situations that are taking place or whatever the case may be. Kids are moving out of the country. Baby, they're moving across the country. They don't want nothing to do with none of that. It is time to bring it back in. Because the other thing that I started off saying is with the rent going up, insurance is going up in the United States, food prices is going up, utilities is going up. It's getting to the point to where if there's enough room, grown families, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm telling y'all what I know in the field that I work in, grown, like a son, his wife, and children are having to move in with the parents. They're having to move back in. And I know some of y'all like, shh, but guess what? God forbid it get bad enough here in the United States. God forbid, because that's what a lot of cultures do. Look, let's just respect it. Living together, whatever, working together. You got this bill, you got that bill. We'll pay this bill, and collectively, that's how everyone is making it. See, the thing is, I remember Kenya said in this last show that we had last week, don't get comfortable in your luxuries. And because in the United States, we have not seen this, many of us in our lifetime. You talking about the Great Depression way back in the day. That's like our great grandparents and stuff like that. Some 3 times great. We've never had to deal with this. So I'm not trying to say scare people and all this kind of stuff. What I'm saying is, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Some of y'all understand that. Y'all know where that come from. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. What is the contingency plan? Okay? So the reason why I said your time is coming, because baby, we don't know if the children, the adult children, everybody got to move back in mom and daddy house. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody got to move into the son's house or the daughter's house because they have a big enough home where we can all cohabitate. So us talking crazy to our children, us talking crazy to our brothers, sisters, whatever the case may be, this ain't the time. Baby, this ain't the time. What it is the time for is to have adult conversations. If things get worse, what? Me and my husband have had these conversations. Okay. If things get worse, what? That's what we were talking about. If you haven't watched it, the the show that we did, which was about 2 shows ago, God, We Need You Now. Go and watch it. At the end of that show, we gave about 10, 15 minutes worth of resources. Okay. People are hurting right now. They need food banks. They need help with paying their utilities. While the resources are available, go and listen to that show, because we was just knocking it down. If you need counseling, if you need food, if you need legal assistance, things like that, we provided all the resources that we give, because my husband's a counselor as well, to our clients that are coming in. We just pulled them resources together. Okay. It's a lot of things that's out there while the resources are available, but have the conversations, husband and wife. What does it look like if our home may not be big enough, but we may have to go move in with Sean, our son? You know what I'm saying? We may have to chip in, and whatever the case may be. I'm just saying. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but we need to stay ready. So we ain't got to get ready. And see, if we have to come together collectively under one roof, you talking about parents and the children and their in-laws and maybe even the grandbabies, then that's not the time for the tensions to get high and people to having attitudes. We have to learn how to live together under one roof just to be able to make it. Unless y'all one of the ones that's saying, hey, we're looking at packing up, selling our stuff as much as we can and moving out the United States. Let's just be honest. So y'all stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Quit acting a fool with everybody. Click, ticking, and booming and going off because of your situation. No, guess what? This is what I can tell you. Why I ain't got no attitude and going off on other people. Because me and my husband prepared now. So I ain't gonna get mad, God forbid, losing a job and all this. Y'all see all this going on. But so many people want to walk in the clouds and act like ain't nothing happening and it can't touch you. Okay? Stay ready. Start getting ready now, just in case. Like my husband said in last week, no, God, I Need You Now. That show 2 weeks ago. My husband works for the federal government. God forbid he goes into work and get an email saying he no longer got a job. And we had that conversation, baby. What's that going to look like? What we doing? And I remember I specifically told him we have too many skills between the both of us, he and I, to be worried. We gonna do what we gotta do. We playing the garden in the back. We looking at maybe potentially buying a whole cow and getting that joker. Come on, filling up a deep freezer. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, because guess what's not going to happen? Don't be trying to come over here to the Kings because you didn't get ready. Okay? Because you didn't get ready. Don't be trying to come. Well, the word of God say that you supposed to love thy neighbor. I do love you and I'm going to be praying for you. You should have been getting ready like everybody else was getting ready. So just know our time is coming. We ain't got time to be talking crazy to our kids. We going to get old one day. Our health, God forbid, could diminish. I'm seeing this so much. Younger people having strokes, heart attacks, and all that in their 40s, 50s. Some of them as low as 30 years old. Blood pressure running high in their 20s. And I mean like an old person. So our turn is coming. We need to show love. And if you find it in yourself that you the one always going off on people, click, ticking, and booming, baby, go take it to the Lord in prayer. Because you don't want to click off on one and baby, they're going to give you right back what you giving them. Okay. Go get you some help, get you some counseling. Go speak to your pastor, whoever you got to get your counsel from. Get yourself together, because this is not the day and the time to be going off on people. I'm telling you what I visualize, because I'm a visual person, is just a match. Like the match is right here against the matchbox. And all it takes is for the wind to blow and then things is going left. So join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, on our radio show, KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock. Go to marriagemondays.com for the different ways to listen, where Kenya and I are going to be speaking about respect, love, and ultimatum. And I'm just going to sum it up. People are getting tired of feeling like they're pulling all the weight in their marriage because it's not balancing out. It's more like this. This person is doing everything and this person's doing nothing. And people getting tired. That was the topic where someone reached out to us. So we're going to break that thing down like a fraction. All right. So y'all have a blessed week. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Okay. They can't unless you allow them. Be a blessing and not a curse. And your girl Shannon will be back with you next Monday with whatever it is that God placed on my heart Share this because it's free. God bless y'all and blessings to you.